We strictly use my mom's kimchi. She insists on making it and will not give me the recipe. We're here. My name is Peter and you're at Han Oak in Portland, Oregon, in our outdoor kitchen. Today, we're gonna make some kimchi bibimbapuksu. It's a chilled noodle salad with kimchi vinaigrette. This is messy business. We're gonna eyeball this thing here. So I'm gonna just grab a handful of this kimchi. If you're ever cooking with kimchi or you're making a vinaigrette like this, you would wanna use something that's over fermented. If it starts getting fizzy, you're ready to start cooking with it. So I'm just gonna roughly chop this through. I'm gonna show you all this crap that I have here, and you don't need all this stuff, but I'm just gonna kind of show you all the things that we normally have in our pantry. Some sort of sweetening agent. This is like a plum extract, so that's our sweetener here. And then sometimes I like to use this stuff, which is just basically like high fructose corn syrup made to taste like apples. Is that bad? Is it? Like I shouldn't use it for the kids? Oh, okay, cool. Maybe I can edit that out. No, leave that in there. All right, it's funny how I do recipes around here. I go kind of, turns around the bowl. So 2 turns around the bowl. And then this is our brown rice vinegar. We'll kind of give 2 sloshes. And then this is just a little fishy infused soy. And if you don't have these, Korean specific things, then you can use whatever. Like you can use honey, you can use, any like white wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar. So a lot of this stuff is totally interchangeable. It just happens to be that I have all this sort of Korean stuff and this high fructose corn syrup. And then lots of sesame oil. So that's probably, 4 tablespoons or so. I'm not gonna measure. I'm not gonna talk about how much this is anymore. Really, this is just one of those recipes where you want to taste it and you want to say, oh, okay, I'm looking for something a little acidic, a little funky with the kimchi. You want some sweetness to kind of help balance that out. So that's to say it's all by taste, right, babe? Here, you want to taste it? This is going to need a lot of adjustment.
That's pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit of this soy. That's probably a tablespoon. A little more vinegar. And then every Asian home should have one of these little toasted sesame seed grinders. If you're not an Asian home, you might not have it. So this is pretty loose. It's more like a vinaigrette, but if you do want it to be a little more saucy and so it coats the noodles a little bit better, this is some chojang, which is just some gochujang mixed with a little sweetness and some vinegar. So. And then what I always like to add is some fresh scallions. So this is like, this is pretty chunky. If you were to call this a vinaigrette, I guess you wouldn't be able to. But and then we have our noodles. So these are some super thin and chewy wheat noodles. So I'm gonna boil them, and you're gonna wait till they're a little past what you think would be like a nice chewy noodle, because once you cool it, it's gonna firm up quite a bit.
Did that smell good?
Yeah, bud. Yeah, it's steam. Okay.
I'll be right there to wipe your butt.
Oh my God, welcome to my life.
I'll be right there to wipe your butt.
Okay, so noodles are cooking. And then I think while we're doing that, we can cut some veg. We have these beautiful cucumbers. Got some radishes. I might omit the cabbage because I actually have some beautiful lettuce hearts over here. You can add tomatoes. We have some perilla here. Perilla is minty, slightly anisey. And then we have this death trap called the mandolin. So this is a super thin noodle. It doesn't take very long. That right there is like exactly where I would want it. And so I'm gonna take it just like a minute longer because I want it to go just past that perfect doneness because it's gonna firm up like with the ice. So I just dropped this into this little bucket of water here. I'm gonna let that cool for a second. And then while it's in this wire basket, throw some ice in and make that super chill. So we'll go back to our cucumbers here. So this part of the recipe is great because you can pretty much use anything. You don't want to use cucumbers, you can add shredded carrots, you can add cabbage. This is just some scallions that we've shredded. All this is like ready to go. Just give it a good mix. All right, so a couple of bowls. This is nice and chilled now. Throw your noodles down. A little twirl. Put the vinaigrette on top of that. We'll put a good like 2 tablespoons of this on here. I think Korean food is funny because like there's always some element of you have to like do something yourself, you know? Either you're grilling the meat yourself or like, you know, bibimbap is like this whole thing where it's all layered and you have to mix it yourself. We like to make our guests do a little work for food too, I guess. But we'll just throw the salad on top, and then when you serve it, you just gotta, you know, give it a good mix up. And then for the last little bit of the umami, we can use this stuff, thinly shredded nori. Oceany goodness. Bang! That's lunch. You like hot noodles or you like cold noodles, Frank?
Cold.
Cold? Okay, you got it.
Come here, Frankie.
Okay, Frank, pretend like you like it.
Okay, we're done.
Yay!
Hi.
Dig it from the bottom, because that's where all the sauce is.
Right. And then you just spin it around your chopsticks. Cool. Then you got a nice little bundle.